Hi, I'm Chelsea Hewsome, your host of the Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, author, speaker, and mom of two. And I'm so tired of women not feeling like they can show up as fully expressed versions of themselves. So here, we're all about that unapologetically, because honestly, we don't have time not to. Literally, because we're busy as F moms and entrepreneurs, but also figuratively, because we don't know how much time we have on this planet, and we want to make an impact now. But if we're doing this, we're making it real vibes only. So let's get inspired, laugh our asses off, quite possibly cry, and feel like you're sitting on the couch with your bestie and a glass of wine. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lip Service and Lashes podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Hewsome. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, today I wanted to talk about, kind of do a recap of a conference I just went to. Just got back last weekend, the Powerhouse Women conference that is every year in Scottsdale, Arizona. So it's just like always a fantastic weekend. I've been 3 times now over the years, and it just, I don't know, there's like massive growth that happens in me just because, number one, I say yes to going. And I always build in like a little extra time for myself to kind of, I've realized that when I go to conferences or events, it's a lot of like energy, and, you're taking a lot in it. It can kind of drain me sometimes. I mean, in the best way possible. Right. So what I found with these events is like I have to build in a little buffer time, like maybe at the end, just like a half day or something, to have some quiet time, have some alone time, after all the go, and like kind of digest what happened and what I learned and what inspired me and, the takeaways and that kind of stuff. So this Lindsay Schwartz is the host of this event. She's fantastic. If you don't know her, follow her on Instagram. She just really is about building women up and women entrepreneurs and, just women. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're a leader, you're out there doing big things, dreaming big dreams. Like, she is just such a champion for women. And so, it's always at the JW Marriott, the Camelback in Scottsdale. And honestly, like, I love that resort. It's so calming, and it's just like really, I don't know, there's just this calming like presence about it. And every time I go, it just kind of recenters me. It brings me down a little bit of level. It's like chills me out a little bit. I will say that I've realized that the hotel or wherever you're staying for that stuff, like, kind of has to be a vibe, because I spoke at a different conference in Scottsdale, and it was at this really cool hotel. It was like a retro-ish, hotel. It was really fun, decorated and stuff. But I had I had a room by the pool, and they had a DJ from like noon to 5, like all throughout the day. It literally sounded like the DJ was sitting in my room. It was so freaking loud, and I had a migraine all weekend, and I was just kind of in hell. I was like, I just wish I was at my other place that's so calm and quiet and peaceful. So I definitely, appreciate places like that. I need that, the calm and the rest and the quiet, versus, like, I'm not a party girl anymore by any means. I'm a 95-year-old grandma. If you guys listen, you know this. But so I always just appreciate going to this conference. She has it there every year. So I know that I'm going to be like having some good recharge time. Okay. So I just was looking through all my notes, and I just I have some little like one-liners that I just want to kind of talk about and elaborate on that really struck with me, that I took away. And I also will say, for this event, like, putting yourself around other people who are maybe not doing exactly the same thing you're doing, but doing big things in the world, right, is so powerful. The first year I ever went to this event, I went by myself completely. I had no idea. I did not know anyone. So, I get there, And, it's kind of awkward. It's scary, like walking into this room with hundreds of people and you don't freaking know anyone. It's just, where you just have to walk up to groups and be like, hello, and, awkwardly interrupt. And luckily these women, take you in and make you feel welcome. But it was so cool to see them the second year I went. So I went the first year, I skipped the next year because I couldn't go due to a schedule conflict. I went the following year, and it was so crazy to me. This was last year. So crazy to me that I'm walking around at the first night's event. It's like pajamas and prosecco, super fun. And I saw so many women that I didn't know would be there that I had met in California, in Dallas, and Phoenix, and Denver, and like all these other events. And they were there, and it was so cool. I'm like, man, look, like it just was a testament of like how much I've put myself out there in the last couple of years, to like how I've really grown my network of really incredible women that are doing big, inspiring things in the world. And I was like, yes, that was freaking awesome. And same with this year. Like I knew some of my friends were going, but then some people I'm like, what? I didn't know you were here. So that was just really cool. And it shows like how important your network is and how important it is to be really awkward and like uncomfortable and go just talk to people and go to events out of state by yourself if you feel called. Like it is scary, but like I am proof that the payoff is incredible with your network and how you now show up in the world. All right, so I have my random little notes here. So the first little thing I want to share, the quote was, if you don't stop, you can only win. If you don't stop, you can only win. And this just hit me because it's true. I mean, there are so many people out in the world that say, I want to do this. I have this dream, right? And then once they like start chasing after it, I don't think people realize how hard it is and the tenacity you actually have to maybe start a company or do this or do that. And, to try to do this big thing in the world, it's not easy. It's going to be really freaking hard. You're going to have all kinds of crazy shit thrown your way. But if you just keep moving forward, it might not be at the pace you want. You might, like a lot of times I wanted to do certain things 6 months ago and I'm still trying to work on it. Like, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm still moving forward, right? I'm still further ahead than everybody else that will quit. And a lot of people, like I was kind of trying to get to, but a lot of people say, oh, I want this. But then when it comes time to actually having to put in the work and be uncomfortable and be scary as hell and be like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing, they quit. So many people out there are quitting. If you keep going, you will always be ahead of everybody else that gave up when it got hard, right? So, and I've seen this graphic. It's like diamonds or gold or something, and it's like right here, and they've been it's like in this mountain, and they've been digging this hole, right? And it's like the next shovelful is gonna hit gold, and as you're gonna find all these diamonds. But they gave up. Like they were so close, and then they gave up right when they were about ready to like hit it big, right? So that really struck with me about how even if you're moving forward and you're not, like I said, making as much quote progress as you think you should, or you're looking at other people like, oh, they're so much further ahead. Well, who knows how long, maybe they've been working at this for 10 years and they didn't give up. So if you don't stop, you can only win. At some point, if you are tenacious enough and you are like going after it enough, you will find success, whatever that is to you. All right. I loved this quote. Love who you are while you work on who you are becoming. I love that. I feel like so many people wait for I'm going to use retirement as an example. Like they wait for someday. Oh, when I retire, then I'm going to take up this hobby that I have always wanted to do. Or when I retire, I'm going to finally slow down. Or when I retire, I'm going to travel in my RV or whatever it is. Okay. And I can't tell you how many stories and people I've heard, like they retire and then they get cancer. They retire and then their spouse falls ill. They retire, they have a heart attack. They retire, something happens, and it's like we all think like we're all living for some day, and it pisses me off. Calling all badass moms and entrepreneurs ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Y'all, I am officially opening spots for one-on-one mentorship. This is designed exclusively for the women who know they're meant for more, but feel stuck in the chaos of balancing business, motherhood, and everything in between. I'm not just another coach. I'm a proven business owner who's built an award-winning company, written a best-selling book, launched a podcast, and built a platform, all while raising a family. If you're ready to get unstuck and take bold action, master time management and boundaries, build an unshakable CEO mindset, and prioritize your energy without guilt, then let's make your next level happen. Faster, smarter, and with zero apologies. This is not for the excuse makers. It's only for women ready to go all in on themselves. Remember, spots are limited, so if you are interested, head on over now to Instagram and send me a DM with the word mentorship. I cannot wait to talk to you, girl. Why the hell are we all living for someday? We're not guaranteed someday, you guys. Like we know this. We say, oh, live every day like it's your last. But how many of us are actually living each day like it's our last? Like out doing the shit we want to do and freaking get lit up and like happy and joyful and like take the trip and whatever. Like we all put things off or put off our enjoyment of life for like, oh, I don't have the time yet, or life's too busy or whatever. Like life's always going to be freaking busy, guys. Like it just is. It's never going to slow down. So unless you slow it down and make the plans and do the stuff you want to do, you're on a runaway train. So it's like while I am dreaming of things that I have not attained yet, I can still love my life and love who I am now and actually enjoy my life. It's like I will never be okay with like I'm not waiting till I quote retire to enjoy my life. I'm not quote waiting for some day when life slows down to enjoy my life. That is bullshit to me. It is not guaranteed. I will live my life now. Okay, I'm going to be ranting apparently about all these. Let's see. Okay, level up and expand by getting still with yourself. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so I had a really good conversation with a girlfriend this weekend, and she's like in some shit right now. She's like, all these things I thought I wanted to do, I'm realizing like I don't want to do. I thought I wanted to be a speaker. I thought I wanted to be an author, and I thought I wanted to do this and that. And she's like, but I don't think I want to do that. Or it's just like, it's not like aligning with my soul anymore. Okay, totally cool. Like at least you're realizing that, right? And she's like, but I'm in the shit right now. And I'm like, I feel like I want to be like, I don't know what's coming, and I don't know what I want or what I need. So I'm in this like messy middle space that's uncomfortable and like pisses me off. And I'm like, I want the answer, right? And she's like, I could be doing more things and filling the time with this and doing that, right? And like distracting myself by trying to just be quote busy and fill the time with random shit to like distract me. But she's like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I could be, but that's like distracting me and not allowing me to sit in the uncomfortableness of this shit and be still and quiet and figure out what the hell my soul's actually wanting to do, right? So so many of us, and I'm guilty of this. Like, I think we just try to distract ourselves or fill time with stuff, right? We're busy, right? To maybe avoid what we need is actual stillness and to listen and like pull it back a little bit and like bring it down a level to listen to, hey, these things aren't aligning. What is aligning with me? Well, when I'm super busy and going crazy, my soul can't hear. I don't get these nudges. I don't get these messages of like, maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to do that. So it's like, to expand, you really need to sit in the stillness and wait. Oh, and another one of my friends who spoke this weekend said stillness is not laziness. So it's not like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything. Stillness is like coming inward and like saying, I have things I want to figure out, but I don't have all the answers, and I'm not just trying to rush through life, right? And it's not laziness. So a lot of the theme that I kept hearing this weekend at Powerhouse Women, was like, a lot of these women are in the gap. Maybe they don't know what's next for them yet, or they feel like something's happened in life and they're motivated differently, or they're not feeling as driven right now, which is fine. Like, we're not always meant to go, go, go. And so it's really like, I've felt this pull this year, and I've really stepped back. I hardly go to any meetings. It's not lighting my soul up. It was sucking like the energy out of me. And I'm just not in a place where that's okay with me right now. And I probably won't ever be again, but it's, so it's being still with yourself and allowing a little bit of calm and rest. And that's okay. It's not being lazy. You're recharging for whatever's next for you, right? And there's the ebbs and flows of life. And so I loved that, because I've definitely felt that pull this year. All right, let's see. Somebody said, wake up and say, I love my life versus what do I want to accomplish today? Now, this is being said from your host, Chelsea, who has probably 6 to-do lists scattered around my freaking desk right now. I am a psycho. I love to-do lists. I have a lot of shit to do, and I forget stuff if I don't write it down, right? So sometimes I will say, I need to do this today or whatever. But to like, what a perspective shift to just wake up and say, I love my life. Whatever's meant to be accomplished today will be, instead of just like, okay, what's my to-do list? Here we go. Also, I will say, like, today I'm starting to build in, I'm going to call them CEO days, just because that feels fancy, but I'm moving forward at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I'm building in a day. I'm just writing it in my paper planner, because yes, I'm a paper planner gal. I'm writing in CEO day, and that day is not a doctor appointment. It's not a meeting. It's not, I'm literally, that's my note to my brain to not schedule anything for that day. And that was today. And I'm like, and so last night I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to accomplish tomorrow? I'm excited about a whole day of like, openness and creativity and whatever the hell I feel like doing, right? Not like having to run to this meeting and that appointment, whatever. Because I feel like that gets, that could be my days a lot. And so I was like, well, I'm going to record a couple podcasts, because I'm excited about that, right? I'm going to go to a coffee shop and I'm going to pitch myself as a keynote speaker to a bunch of conferences that I've been keeping a list of for like a year, and I've been procrastinating. And I'm like, it has to be a vibe. It's like, I'm going to a coffee shop I love. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm just going to vibe and like be in flow and feel creative and not feel rushed and just be. And whatever the hell happens, happens. I'll probably take myself to lunch and read a book. Like, I thrive so much more and actually accomplish so much more when I create days like this for myself. So moving forward, I have literally started writing that in my planner at least twice a week, where I will not schedule anything. And, and if I want to go to lunch with a friend, great. Like, I freaking love that, right? But it's not having to do anything. I'm able to do something if I want, which I love. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Somebody said, be the main character in your life. Okay. If any of you love the movie The Holiday, the Christmas movie with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, like, love that movie. I've seen it so many freaking times. It's fantastic. When Kate Winslet is talking to the little old man, she's like, or he's like, you should always be the leading actress in your life. And she's like, oh my God, after years of therapy, no one's ever put it that brutally and perfectly honest for me in the ever. Even for my therapist has never said that. It's like, be the main character in your life. Like, are you living as the best girlfriend, or are you living as the main character, right? So like, to put it in that perspective of a movie, is the story about me? Is it, am I worth however I'm living my life? Like, am I worth that leading lady? You are worth it. But like, is your story, like, are you out doing the things that you're meant to do in this world? So I just like that. Okay. Somebody else said, stop feeling bad for taking up space. God, I love this. And I feel like so many of us, and if like women especially, I think we were taught as young girls to be the good girl, be the, you don't like ruffle feathers, you don't rock the boat, you just go with the flow, right? And I definitely need to sift through that more, because I really think that probably was me. You just, because that feels safe, and then people appreciate you and approve of you, and like, you're not getting in trouble, right? If you just go with the flow and do what makes everybody else happy, right? And so I think it's taken me probably till I was like 40 to be like, fuck that shit. This is like, now I'm like on a rampage of like, when people piss me off or like are coming at me or my family, I'm like, I'm not a psycho, but I definitely will say things now, and I will stand up for myself. I will stand up for my family. Like, I never used to do that before. And yes, while that may be like, some people are like, oh, mother of God, this lady's a psycho, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, this, I will not put up with the bullshit. Like, I can't just go with the flow and not say anything when like something is clearly wrong, or someone is really like attacking me or my family in any way, right? So stop feeling bad for taking up space. Like, show up as you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, the bold, the unapologetic, the mess, like it all, and stop feeling bad about it. You should be taking up space. You should be loud if you want to be loud. You should be quiet if you want to be quiet. You should be bursting into a room and making yourself known if you want. Like, we need to actually unapologetically show up in life and stop feeling bad about it. All right, last one. The audacity. My friend Lori Harder, she's like, I can't do this. The audacity, like some like rich TV show. And it's like, have the audacity to think you're the best at what you do. If your business, maybe have the audacity to think, I sell the best cup of coffee in this town. Have the audacity to think, you know what, my company's the freaking best, or I'm the best speaker out there, or I'm the best mother out there, or whatever. Like, being audacious and making bold moves is how you will move forward, is how you will like jump ahead, because there's so many people out there that aren't willing to be audacious and be bold and take unapologetic action. So it's like, what could you do this week to be like, people would be like, oh, the audacity, and be like, hell yeah, and see what comes of it, and start like, challenge yourself each week to do like one or two really freaking big things that you feel like somebody would be standing looking at you and saying that. So just a little challenge. All right, guys. Those are just some takeaways. Like I said, love events like that. If you haven't been, I challenge you to go. And it's scary, but man, it's worth it. And thank you for listening. If this resonated, please share with any friends. I would so appreciate if you love it. Go give a 5-star review on Apple. If you hate it, just send me nasty messages on Instagram. But I appreciate you all for listening. And always remember, no BS, just real vibes. I'll see you next time on Lip Service and Lashes. If you loved the episode, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can say thank you and meet you, or share it with a girlfriend who you know would love this too. Always remember, no BS, just real vibes. See you next time on Lip Service and Lashes.